Hello and welcome to a new episode of, well, Shy Yeti Goes Wild at the Poetry Cafe. Yes, I'm going wild at the Poetry Cafe. I'm going to be reading poems about animals. So I'm going to go and do that now. Hello, Goody. Oh, hello. I usually start, as you may know, my nickname is Shy Yeti, so I'm usually begin with a Yeti themed poem. So this is called Invite a Yeti Round for Tea. Invite a Yeti round for tea, well then I really ought to warn you, they are not the bestest guest and they will very often scorn you. They will criticise your curtains, flick their peas across the table, watch them growl the national anthem just as loud as they are able. They will turn their noses up at any vegetables you're cooking. They will make a pass at Granny when they think that no one's looking. As they blunder around your kitchen, 8 foot tall and rather burly, you'll not keep the carpets clean nor send them home. It's far too early. Invite a Yeti round for tea, well, it will be your tragic loss, because they will not bring a gift, because they do not give a toss, because they threaten to be trouble, and your chandeliers are shaking. They're oh so terrible at giving, and yet excel when comes to taking. Molting fur around your lounge, or a tornado would be cheaper. A decent cleaner costs a lot, you'll need a heavy-duty sweeper. Yet to eat you out of house and home, they'll really cost a flipping packet. With their flatulent announcements make such a burping, belching racket. Invite a Yeti round for tea and you will do so at your error. They will turn your toupee white and fill your bank account with terror. You may berate your local yobbo for anti-social ways of living, but after time spent with a Yeti you may be rather more forgiving. You might prefer a hooligan with all his noisy rampant boozing than a Yeti on the loose, for it's your sanity you're losing. As they oaf about the place, no, you will not find them entrancing. They will leave depressions in your patio when they start their Yeti dancing. Invite a Yeti round for tea and you do so at your peril. They can be undignified, they can be absolutely feral. It's quite a shock when first it happens. You might need a quick lie down, but I suggest you just relax and don your finest evening gown. Yes indeed, for I'd advise that you embrace their clumsy action, and over time maybe you'll find a certain furry-ass attraction. It's just no fun to watch them play their scoffing cake with all the bears. You need to join their crumb-drenched chaos, yes, then get invited round to theirs. The next piece is called An Elephant in the Room. There's an elephant in the room. Who the hell brought that thing here? If I wanted entertainment, I'd have bought a pint of beer. Oh, but with Nelly in the room, I find myself now quite distracted. Yes, just a little overawed and perhaps a little bit attracted. Now, please don't ever get me wrong. No, I'm not going off my rocker. I'm not about to lose my marbles, but I admit it's quite a shocker. But with an elephant in the room, it will attract undue attention with its evil, eagle eyes from some sad outer space dimension. There's an elephant in the room. I think it looks a little shifty, but I just played it at chess and at checkmating. It's nifty. So I don't intend to underestimate its skills of competition, because I'm just no good at sport. I'll never stand in first position. No, I won't be launching any protest nor sitting crossly in a funk. I won't be telling tales to mother. I won't be swinging from its trunk. No, with an elephant in the room, I'm not predicting any tears. I'm happy polishing its tusks or just admiring its big ears. There's an elephant in the room, I really think it's pretty groovy. I hope it sticks around a while. I'd like to put it in a movie. I'd like to take a photograph. I think it looks a little lost. Alas, I haven't any straw, not even lightly sautéed compost. I can offer herbal tea with just a slight little slice of ginger. I know it sounds a little mean, no, I'm not usually a whinger, but with an elephant in the room, our rapport can soon go strained. For it seems it's just too much to ask to find one that's toilet trained. Diagonal cat, you can't do that. Lie horizontal, worse still, flat. Climb the curtains in your drawers, shave your fur or file your claws. I wouldn't want long nails like yours. Diagonal cat, what darn tomfoolery is you at? Are you waiting for applause? You've got a big job on your paws. Born on a slope in a cravat, you slanty-angled pussycat. Unruly mule, was brought up cruel. He holds his hooves up, suggests a duel. Seems he fancies getting sued. How quite uncouth to start a feud. Now with a donkey, very crude. Unruly mule, his youth spent fighting back in school. He's burning up, he starts to brood, he gets into a dreadful mood. A well-aimed punch, it makes him drool. What an ill-mannered, violent mule. World-weary snake, a bad mistake. He liked to dine on mouldy cake. Once tried to eat a full-grown goat. Tasted good, which got his vote. But alas, it got stuck in his throat. World-weary snake, oh, what difference does it make? The food inside him made him bloat. Up in the air began to float. He coughed it up, then wide awake. He nearly choked, that stupid snake. Growly beast, just scoffed at feast. Ought to have shared some food at least. But no, ate it all, yes, every bite. Full to bursting now, it's quite a sight. Squelch, exploded, what a fright! Growly beast, so then his life it swiftly ceased. Well, please don't think me impolite. Such a shame he couldn't get it right. They had to call the local priest, who ate him raw. Oh, what a hasty, tasty, growly beast. This is called Do Sheep Migrate? Do sheep migrate? Do cows make nests? Do geese resist police arrests? Do foxes run small corner shops? Do carp refuse to use full stops? It's hard to say. You make a guess, but all the facts suggest the answer's yes. Do zebra foals run B&Bs and rent the rooms to birds and bees? Do polar bears adore the sun while small chihuahuas weigh a ton? I do not know, it must be said, though I've heard blue tits are quite well bred. I've heard some things I know are fact, that hedgehog eggs are always cracked, that leopard spots are just drawn on, and dinosaurs feel put upon. But then the bedroom habits of the whale, which bits are real, which old wives' tale? I'm unsure if crabs can really dance, or if elephants can swim to France, but I hear toads sleep all winter long, reindeer live in trees and smoke a bong. So if we believe these things are true, then the law of us agrees they do.
Stay on this side. Is that my good side?
That's fine, that's good.
That's fine. Porkies. Pizzas make you fat. There's no doubt about that. When you're stuffing your faces in Italy of all places. The calories count and they amount to several inches on your waist, but when I taste pepperoni or meat feast, I don't care in the least. I have knelt before Ozymandias, King of Kings, and I have seen the fortunes weigh anchor and sail. The fortunes lost in poker eyes and needless lies, I now stand bold and crooked, yet I have known these states of men when man began to understand the reasoning, the universal uttering, and I have buttered toast while nations fell, not caring, unfeeling. Who is creator rich untold, who shall in my arms one day unfold? I remain, swine within the sty, tiger on the prowl, nature's best and worst, the dual cruelty of this man's birth. Thank you. Back to us. Mist around my feet that clears as my heart trip over another beat and the ocean rolls in. I think, where does this ocean begin? I walk on the wet sand with a cigarette in my left hand, treading on the dead and decaying crustaceans, which I pick off like scabs. If there was an immunisation for pain, I'd be the first in the queue, I think. Would that the sky could ever be that blue. But then there'd be rain, so I put that thought back into its box and I don't think it again. The sound of the foghorn cuts loud through the low cloud which has suddenly appeared. In tears, slowly shifting, like my life, they are drifting to an ultimate goal. I think, if you felt so inclined and you weren't too unkind, you could accept the invitation to step into my mind, where amid the pitfalls and white walls we could walk in the dark holes, where the lights have grown dim. You would be made most welcome, so step right on in. I think, as I sit in the fade of the Outreach Cafe and drink piping hot tea, what does it mean? Can I see the big picture? Can I read truth in the scripture written so long ago? In the currents I move to and fro, out and in. I think, where does this ocean begin? There is an agapanthus in my garden and I think that it may bite. Someone said that it's a flower, but I know that can't be right. Thank you very much. This is my contribution for now.
I'm about to publish a new book called Are We There, Yeti? But I'm already working on the next book, which is called Not As Shy As I Was. And this is the title track, Not As Shy As I Was. I'm not as shy as I was, becoming braver than before. Oh, single-handedly I stand up to all bullies. Yes, it's war. I am armed and I am ready. They won't get away scot-free. I've got my tickling stick out, so stay and fight, I'll never flee. Even zombies do not scare me. They're no more scarier than you. Neither vampires nor werewolves, because I've dated one or two. I'm far more confident these days. You know this Yeti's not returning. We're better friends than enemies. I'm getting ancient, but I'm learning. I'm not as shy as I was. I'm used to calling every bluff. I'm not exactly made of steel, but I'm no longer made of fluff. I'm not a pushover no more. I'm not that one you used to know. I'm no more the cowering coward that I was back years ago. Even politicians do not scare me. Still, they get me quite annoyed, but they don't want to mess with me. I'm a foe best to avoid. I'm more assertive now for sure. I really think I've proved them wrong. As I get older, also wiser, knew I could do it all along. I'm not as shy as I was. I'm getting bolder by the day. I'm blazing stronger by the month. I like my beard, it's turning grey. It's a little bit distinguished. Next I'll get my walking stick. I must note down my newest poem. So what was the next line? Quick! Oh, I'm a tougher nut to crack now than I was when first I roamed the earth, alongside all kinds of dinosaurs. All this hard work has been of worth. I'm more forgiving now, you see, and I no longer get the hump. Traffic wardens leave me be. Big dogs no longer make me jump. I am not as shy as I was. I have transformed myself at last, because that meeker, milder me is left for good back in the past. I like to offer education, but some experience must be earned. There's just so much still left to know, far more than ever can be learned. But then in time you'll get a life and cast aside all that frustration, a form of madness you can live with, your ideal final destination. You'll grow more fabulous each year and your insecurities will lift as your weakness blossoms into strength, and you'll see that shyness was a gift. Thank you. Well, thank you very much for watching. That's all we've got time for now, but there will be more soon. See you again. Now it's time for a Yeti hand jive.